Welcome to Coffee and Tarot with Mama T. My name is Teresa, and I am welcoming you in for a VR from Tarot for Tired People. She tagged me in her 2025 Tarot Oscar Awards. So I will be doing a VR with the hashtag 2025 Deck Awards. And we are going to be giving out awards for my favorite decks for 2025. Most of these decks were created in 2025, but there are some that just entered into my practice in 2025, but are older decks. Some of them are collector's items that are older than, well older than 2025. And then some are decks that were released toward the end of 2024 or maybe in sometime during the 2020s. So with our first category, I bet you can guess what it might be. It is the most witchy deck. And we are starting with the Dark Fantasy Tarot by J. Edward Neal. This is an indie deck, and I thought it was sufficiently spooky when I got it around Halloween time, and it's very fantasy oriented. Let me move some of these out of the way so I can show you a few of the cards. This was, deeply fantastical and very, very witchy, and a real fun reader. I liked the gnomes for some of the pages. I thought those were cute, but definitely some major witchy vibes in this deck. So then next up, we will have the Lost Oracle. Lost Oracle is also quite witchy. I love the black edges, a very uniform color palette, and there's a lot of great tools and, witchy processes, and definitely has a lot of great witchy vibes. I have used this a lot since I received it. It makes a great oracle to pair in all kinds of readings, not just witchy centered readings. Then next up, we have the Hedge Witch Tarot. And this also came out this year. This has some great, these card backs are very pretty. Oh, I'm showing you the cards themselves. Anyway, card backs are very pretty with that blue and brown combination. There's just something about that it's very nostalgic for me. My childhood home had blue and brown carpeting, and so I've always liked that, these kind of shades too. So I've really always liked that color combination. Anyway, this has very deep saturation in the colors, and it really talks about riding the hedge, and there are some major witchy vibes going on in this particular deck. It's beautiful. These keywords, or it's a tarot deck. The titles are a little bit hard to read with the color saturation. I usually have to either have really good lighting or my reading glasses on. But anyway, it's been a very enjoyable deck to have in my practice. Okay, so, and then our final nominee is, the last nominee is the Sacred Witch Tarot, and this is our winner. This is a mass market deck by Weisspell, and it has big time witchy vibes. These are the card backs. I love the deep color saturation. Love the depiction of the kings and the queens together. Queen of Swords, she goes right here. I really liked all of the knights as well. The Hierophant and the High Priestess definitely spoke to me. The knights all have these masks on. 10 of Wands. These are just some major witchy vibes happening here. And this is our winner of the year. It's an affordable deck, mass market, and my most witchy reader, and really a very clear read. Very Rider-Waite inspired. Okay, so yay to the Sacred Witch. We'll give them a round of applause. Okay, next category that we are doing is the debut deck of the year. And we will be starting off, where did I put them? The debuts are right here. I have everything all piled up. Starting with the Mindscapes Tarot. This is by John Rice. These are the card backs. Beautiful, beautiful cards. And the idea is that these are, just landscapes. And some people had a hard time with the spire suit, which represents the swords. But I was able to make it work by thinking about, like, this 10 of spires. If I thought I had to climb that mountain to get over my next obstacle, I'd be like, I'd just lay down and die. I'd be just as dead as if I had 10 swords in my back. So that is the way I made it work. But anyway, I really love and totally vibe with the High Priestess card, especially, and the Hermit card. The Wheel of Fortune with that spider web in the middle of it. Get it to focus here. Isn't that amazing? The Devil being right in the middle of the city. The Sun card, very pretty. What I liked about the pages and the knights and the queens and the kings is they were like portals looking out. And so I really thought that was a neat take on those court cards. So anyway, this is the Mindscapes Tarot. Next up in our list of nominees for this category is the Soul Reflections Tarot. This one, I really kind of think it's going to wind up being a soul deck for me. I have enjoyed it quite a bit. This is a companion to the Soul Mirror Oracle, and I like all of the keywords on it. Even though it's a tarot deck, you don't necessarily need keywords. I do like those. I like the reversals being written right on the cards. Even though I don't typically read reversals. I do sometimes, but I don't know. I just like it. And I like the black and white nature of it. I like how it does lend itself to shadow work. I really like the knights with it, them just being depicted as the horses. I did not necessarily care for the way the queens were depicted, being shown, in shadow. I mean, I like that they're shown in shadow, but I don't like that I can't see their faces. And then the kings are just shown, all they are is they only show the crowns. And so that was a couple of problems that I had with this particular deck, but I overall really, really love this deck, and I think it's going to be one that stands the test of time for me. So that is the Soul Reflections Tarot, and I have gotten quite a bit of use on it since I first received it, and I even went to the effort of edging the cards. Okay, next up, sorry, I keep bumping my microphone. Next up in our debut category is the Desert Illuminations deck. And this is a mass market release of an old indie deck. I don't know how old it is, but I liked it a lot more than I thought I would. This is nominated for another category later. This is a very clear reader. It's got a great sense of humor, very colorful, captures the Southwest, the spirit of the Southwest. And it's just nice that it's now mass market. So that is Desert Illuminations. Okay. Now, our next deck, those are the card backs. The next deck in this category, I do have 4 here in this category, is The Infinite Door by Pamela Love. I like the box. I even like the book. At first glance, it seemed like, well, I don't know, but the way it's constructed is a lay flat book, full color. So that was nice. And I really like the deck backs. I don't know why I like them so much, but I just really, really do. So on this particular, where did I, I'm not sure if I selected a handful of cards here to go through. Yeah, I did. The Devil, I really like the Devil. How he just looks like a regular guy here, but his shadow shows who he really is. This is a very surreal deck. All of the knights, or most of the knights, have their head in clouds, which I thought was neat. Very, there's a lot to unpack in this deck, and it is very unusual. We're having a very big storm here, so I have some weird sounds trying to blow through my window. This is the Two of Swords card, and in a recent reading, I was thinking it was the High Priestess. She looks kind of like the High Priestess with the stars and the moon on this hand, blindfolding her, but it's the Two of Swords. All right, and that Seven of Cups is great. So that is the Infinite Door Tarot. It is one of my favorite readers since I've received it as well. And drum roll, please. Our winner for this category is the Mindscapes Tarot. I just really love these landscapes. The pictures are beautiful, and it always, when I read with it, it feels very peaceful and serene. And so I am super happy to have this in my possession. Okay, so we are now moving on to the best cinematography decks. First up in our best cinematography is the Long Way Home, a Visual Diary. This is an indie deck that is done by Sasha Lopez, and it is a beautiful, beautiful deck. This is a wonderful cinematic journey through the shadows, through emotions. It's evocative and extremely moving. I bought a copy of this for my daughter with the regular cardstock, and I got the rose petal for myself. They're both beautiful. You can't go wrong with either one. These are just extremely moving. The multitudes within, what I was offered, if it's meant for you. I mean, whatever you look at on one of these cards, if you really just pause and think about it and try to picture what it means to you, you know, it is so moving, such a wonderful oracle, and I'm very grateful to have it in my life. So that is nominee number 1 for best cinematography in an oracle. Next up, we have the new Somnia Oracle. I have the Somnia Tarot as well, and this one is gorgeous. It comes with this cute little pendulum board. Let's see if I can get it to focus on there. It's shiny, so it's hard to see it. Yeah, there we go. And then the cards themselves, they have, this is also quite evocative. This is not your usual oracle. The keywords on these cards are things like the burden, exposure, dissonance, divergence, affliction, the reverie, duality, malevolence, the target, the sundering. I mean, how poetic is that? Severance, the dispute, the weight, the drift, the bastion. Anyway, amazing deck. Cinematic wonder. Very, very beautiful. So that is the Somnia Tarot Oracle. Then our next and last nominee in this category is the Circle of Doors Tarot. And this deck you would not be able to pry out of my cold dead hands. I think this is a soul deck for me. I think it will stand the test of time. And it is just gorgeous. It is shot by women, and all of the models are women. And it's shot by using multiple layers of exposures of photos on top of each other. And so there's so many layers to each of these photos. They really lend themselves to study, shadow work, and they're moving. They're beautiful depictions of the tarot. This is an easy reader. Because partly because they have these great keywords on there. I mean, the universe card, gosh, is just gorgeous. So the sun, this is probably my favorite tower card ever. For those of you in the United States who remember 9/11, these images that are layered on here will be be as familiar to you as they are to me. But I mean, look at her expression. Her devastation is clear. That tower card doesn't play, man. That delivers. So anyway, this justice card, I love this. This woman looks like she's ready to break out into a haka ritual from like New Zealand. And the lovers card. I mean, I can keep showing you these cards all day, but I will move on. That is our third nominee, and drum roll please, our winner for this category. Yay to Circle of Doors. This is a gorgeous deck, and I think it will stand the test of time with me for sure. Okay, moving on to, that was a tough category. It was really hard to choose which one was going to be winning. Okay, so next up in our list of nominees is the best illustration. I had so many illustration decks that I broke it out into best illustration Oracle and best illustration Tarot. So for our best illustration in Oracle, our first nominee will be the Enchanted Earth Oracle. These are all from 2025. And these, I'll show you some of these. This is the card back. And these are just sweet and beautiful depictions. They, I mean, it's another animal deck, which I have a tendency to love. They have a keyword on them and 3 sub keywords on each of the cards. So that makes this a really easy reader for an oracle. Very moving. Definitely an enchanted experience to read with these. This is by Jessica LaHood, and it is beautiful. Next up in this category is the Forest of Enchantment Oracle by Linnea Weatherstone. This is a companion oracle deck to the Forest of Enchantment Tarot. Now this deck, the illustrations are quite in-depth. There's a lot to look at on these cards. They do have a shine to them, which is a little unfortunate. It would be great if they were a matte finish, but they're not, and that's okay. They shuffle really nicely. And they have these, just these magical depictions. This is very witchy deck. Very, very witchy, very enchanted deck. But there are a lot of symbols on each card. The book, fortunately, the book does read like a story. It tells you the story. It's very good about delivering on the story here. And it also gives you what the symbols are, and so that you can look for them and you know what they mean. So that is the Forest of Enchantment Oracle by Linnea Weatherstone and Marilla Allwood. I'm not sure if I mispronounced her name. The next one that we have in this category is the Fairy Tale Heroine Oracle. Also another pretty witchy deck. These are from fairy tales, and they have, one simple keyword on them. A lot of them are like, the keywords are like tools, like hearth. But you can make those work. Frog, the tower, a box, disguising the king's palace, home. These are beautiful depictions. They are nice and shadowy. There are some bright ones, but I like the Celtic flavor to them, and these card backs are just beautiful. So that is the fairy tale heroine. And then our last nominee in this category is the folklore oracle. Now, one thing I love about the folklore oracle, it's got this gilding. That's nice. I love the card backs. I love that they have a keyword and a question. I love a question deck. So these, since I've received this deck, I have used it a lot because of I do have a tendency to really put my question decks into heavy rotation. I like to use them as like a jumping off card, like an anchor kind of card, or kind of a launch pad into a reading. So anyway, that is the folklore oracle. This one was very hard to choose the winner, but I decided to go with, drumroll please, the Forest of Enchantment oracle. I just felt like the artwork in this was the most detailed, and there's a very detailed story that went along with this oracle. So that one is our winner. In our best illustration for tarot, we have 3 nominees. The first one is Seasons of the Witch Winter Tarot. So many beautiful illustrations in this deck, and this is just a gorgeous deck. That blue gilding is just beautiful. Those are the card backs, and the illustrations are sweet. Some of them are dark, but they definitely depict the tarot in a clear way, easy to read. But I mean, look at that 8 of Cups. It's just so pretty. So that is the Seasons of the Witch Winter Tarot. Beautiful artistic illustrations here. That is by Lori Ann Anderson and illustrated by Tiana Lukovic. And our next nominee, it's got a very nice book too. Our next nominee is the Tarot of the Woodland Wardens. Get our other nominee ready to go too. Tarot of the Woodland Wardens. This is by Jessica Rue, and it has a nice guidebook as well. The pictures are not in color, but that's okay. Especially if it's going to make the deck cheaper. I love everything about this deck. The card backs are pretty, and they really go along well with the oracle deck, her companion oracle. I like the colors on these pictures. The illustrations are just gorgeous. So sweet. They're easy on the eyes. I mean, they've got a nice matte finish, so they are easy to show on in a recording, and easy to shuffle. So many different types of animals depicted. But there's just some very tender moments in here as well. I mean, that 10 of Pentacles with that family of dogs, so cute. That is the Tarot of Woodland Wardens. See if I can get these stacked back up. Do you like my over-the-top reading mat that I'm using for our Oscars? I thought this one would be appropriate for the occasion. Then our next one that we have is the Grim Tales Tarot that's new this year from Fiona Edgewood. I'm not sure how much of this she did herself and how much of this is AI. I do enjoy this artwork. I like how dark it is. I like how surreal it is. It may not be entirely, I don't know. I don't want to cast aspersions. Allegedly, there's some AI involved in this, according to some people that have reviewed it. And that may be the case. I don't know. I don't know enough about it. And all I know is that this is a very intriguing tarot. I mean, look at that 10 of Wands. Oh, love it. That 4 of Pentacles with her big pile of skulls that she wants to hold on to. Anyway, there's other decks like this that are similar, like these Grim Tales type of decks, but this one is new this year, and I thought I would nominate it because those are some pretty neat illustrations, regardless of who did them. And that is it for our nominees for this category, and our winner is the Tarot of the Woodland Wardens. Such beautiful artwork, and I just couldn't resist it. It has to be our winner. So our next category after our illustrations, we are moving on to the most poetic decks that I have. A couple of these were released in 2024, but they were released toward the end of 2024. So I included them in this list of awards. First one is the Feminine Wisdom Oracle, and they all entered my practice in 2025. So this one, I just find this to be poetic just based on the keywords themselves and the beautiful pictures. They do raise these poetic images in my mind, and I mean, I can definitely wax poetic after, doing a reading with one of these, especially this card here, the Peace card, and this one here, Hope. Those two are a couple of my favorite ones. And this Solitude one. They just feel poetic to me, so we went with that. That is the Feminine Wisdom Oracle by Leah Androic. The card backs are very pretty. It's just an overall beautiful experience. I've used it for readings for my girlfriends, and they always enjoy it. Then we have, this is not new this year, but I did receive it. I did not have it or ever even hear about it until this year. Into the Lonely Woods. These are definitely great cards for working through grief. The ending that opens the space for the beginning. Oh, so, I mean, these cards, if you sit down and look at these cards and you're in the right mood, I mean, they can just make you cry. But it feels very poetic too. There's one who watches over you. I mean, your little island. Gifts of the lonely path. From the below to the above. Your presence is a gift to others. Between two worlds. Just beautiful. So that one definitely had to go in my poetic category. Then we have the Dream Song Oracle. This was released in 2024. I did not receive it until this year. I don't think, anyway. I think I got it early in 2025. And this one feels very poetic too. There's the cover picture. Shed the tears, seek the truest self, welcome presence, court the subconscious. This is a great deck for shadow work too, incidentally. Cuddle and cradle, leap like you mean it. Wow. Brave the journey. This girl walking along with this cloud, her head in this cloud, just seems very poetic. And tell a new story. So that is the Dream Song Oracle. Such a beautiful deck. This is by, it's an Angie Solon's artwork by Marta Orlowska. Our next deck was from 2024, right at the end of 2024. This is the Botanical Dreams Oracle. And I did not get this until this year either. New chapter, knowledge. Oh, so, I mean, how can you look at that and not think poetry? Summer dreaming, curate your life, self-acceptance, manifestation, sanctuary, boundaries, wisdom. Beautiful, beautiful cards, and they do feel very, very poetic. Okay, and our next and final nominee in this category is First Aid for Broken Hearts Tarot. This, I believe, was released... did I write this down? I believe this was released this year. 2024, so I think it was towards the end of the year, but definitely new to me this year. And these feel very poetic as well. This is the Fool, the Magician, the High Priestess, the Empress, the Emperor, Strength, the Hermit, the Death card, gosh, the Devil, the Star, the Sun, Judgment. Anyway, this is a beautiful deck, and it has the name of the card, and then there's a key phrase on the bottom of it. Disciplines build a solid foundation. Faith grows with evidence. And that's a key phrase for the Page of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles, time to reset yourself in a tender and loving presence. So anyway, I just feel like these are poems in picture form, and this definitely felt like it belonged in this category too. And that, my friends, is the winner of this category as well. First Aid for Broken Hearts, written and illustrated by Nonara. So we're done with that category. And our next category is going to be shadow decks. So our first shadow deck nominee is the True Black. This is an indie deck. And these cards are very, very black. You can see there's some gilding on them, like the silvery gilding, if you hold it in a certain way, but they look pretty matte otherwise. The edges of the decks are very black. The cards themselves are quite black, and they have a little bit of color on them. But these are Definitely, they have such a, they almost feel velvety. They're a minimalist design, but they have some potential for shadow work here. This is the Moon card, Chariot, Temperance, the Magician, the Sun, see how it changes as you move it, the Emperor, the Hierophant. This is Anant. This is like, I think it was past the world. I'm not sure. It could be like the Fool. I don't remember where it falls. The High Priestess. So anyway, this is a beautiful deck. It was far too expensive, but I had to have it. So, and I also have the white deck that goes with it, Ephemere, and it's just the opposite. It's white, and it has, you know, similar types of artwork. Definitely has a lighter feel to it, and it's nice to work with the two cards together, especially with an oracle in between. And then our next deck is the Terra Volatile. And just like S said in her video, I'm scared of this deck. And she said that too, and I am not kidding. This deck scares me. It is definitely a great one for shadow work. Look at this Seven of Pentacles. This, as you look at it, you realize that the roots of this tree are this man. He's just sunken into the ground, and this tree is growing right out of him. Anyway, yeah, this is an intense deck. It is not a light reader. This is a card called Chaos. This is an alternate Fool card, and it's just chaos, like the beginning. And this is the additional suit. I have several different lovers in here. I have several different death cards. I kept a couple of different magicians, like this magician here. This is a very as above, so below kind of magician. But then this guy, I kept him too. He's the alchemist. So he's an alternate magician. Anyway, this is a very, there's so many symbols and so much detail in each card. And it is definitely, I mean, look at that Five of Wands. Ugh. This is a Wheel of Fortune. A lot of detail in this card as you look at it. So, it's stunning. It's absolutely stunning. And just really does lend itself to deep reflection. It's great for large readings. It's great for journaling. Anyway, that is Terra Volatile. And this is only about half of the cards. I only grabbed a few of them. So, and then our next nominee in this category is, this video is getting very long. I'm sorry. Hopefully you're enjoying it. for those of you who are really into tarot and oracle cards. The next one is also not a new deck, but it's new to me, and I really thought long and hard about getting it before I purchased it. And this is an indie deck, the Cosmovisions Oracle. And this also is great for shadow work and deep reflection. The deep colors kind of help with that, but there are just some like sacrifice, past lives, the maze, the vessel, the shore, the veil, the bridge, the infinite paths, the unknown, dream world. Those all of those phrases really, they really bring up some really deep thoughts. And then all of these archetypes here, the fighter, the mender, the wanderer, the elementalist, the pathfinder, the mystic, the peacemaker, the shapeshifter. These things also bring up shadows and, deep reflection. So that is the Cosmovisions Oracle. It's almost tarot-like, but it's not. There is a tarot, but I just have the Oracle. And our winner for this category is the iconic Terra Volatile. Nothing beats this deck, man. I'm telling you, that's amazing. Okay, our next category is going to be the underrated deck of the year. And I have a handful of these as well. We'll start with, these are, almost all of them are indie. One of them is Mass Market. This was released in 2024. This is Tarot of the Cosmic Seed. It's a mass market deck. It was pretty affordable for me. I must have gotten it on a good sale or something. I just got it on Amazon, and it is a stunning deck. These deck backs alone are just absolutely stunning. The gilding is beautiful, and the cards are amazing. This is by Lelania Simone, and let me get some of these out of the way. I don't know why I pulled them all out at once, but these are some amazing cards. It's a great tarot. It's an easy reader. They have a linen kind of finish to the cards. And some of them they're like a collage deck, but not overly collagey, I don't think. I just think they're beautiful, beautiful cards. This is a beautiful tarot deck, very enjoyable to use. And like I said, mass market, easy to get and inexpensive. I mean, I would say this is the best value on a tarot deck for the quality of the cards and the beauty of it. Definitely a great value. Then our next one is the Videns Illuminata Tarot Deck and the Sanctus Concordia Tarot Deck. These are by Lee Design Studio, designed by Christopher Lee. And you notice that it says designed by, so I think there's some AI involved in these, but they were released in 2025. And they are absolutely beautiful, stunning readers. Extremely clear readings with these. I could read with these almost exclusively. And very much enjoyed these. This one has a little bit more of an Asian feel to it, and these are the deck backs. Aren't those gorgeous? Then And I had to go to his website to purchase these. I could not find them anywhere else. They may be on Etsy, I don't know, but I went to his website and got them. And the website is Lee Design Studios or ChristopherLee.com. I don't remember, something like that. This is my favorite Fool card of all time. Out of all the decks I own, this is my favorite Fool card. Look at that little dog running off into the sun. So cute. This one is my favorite of the two. There's a little bit more of a shadowy feel on these. There's the artwork is intense, regardless of how it's made. I know that there definitely was some effort that went into creating these decks for sure. And the cards are a linen finish. They have gold edging, and they are just, look at that world. It's so pretty. Anyway, that is the Videns Illuminata deck, and that is my third choice in most underrated deck of the year. Then we also have the Meraki Tarot. Now, Meraki, this one I backed this on a Kickstarter. It was released toward the end of 2024. I think I received it in 2025. I don't remember exactly when I got it. I might have gotten it at the end of 2024. It comes with oracle cards as well. There are several oracles that came with it. These have a rose petal finish. Four of Swords. Oh, it's so pretty. Definitely got an animal feel to it, which as you know, I appreciate. I would say it's fully illustrated. Beautiful cards. Great reader. High quality. They've got these pretty dusty, orangey, rosy colored edging, and those are the backs. So that is the Meraki Tarot, and the meaning of Meraki, it's a Greek word for, your life's, you're doing what you love, basically, your soul's work. And then, and the year that it came out, Meraki happened to be my word of the year. So I was like, oh, it's meant to be. I have to buy it. So, and then our last one in this category is the Disorder Tarot. When I first got this, I was super disappointed just because of the amount of nudity in it. And I was about to rehome it. But the more I've sat with it, the more I really enjoy it. The quality on it's really good. It's a low Scarabeo deck. It's a black and white deck. These are the only cards I can show you because the rest of them have nudity in them. But when I'm just reading for myself, it's no big deal. And these are very clear reader. The black and white is, it's sometimes nice to just read with a black and white deck and not have any shades of gray. You just want to get a very clear read. You want to see people's faces. And so this is, I'm surprised that this deck hasn't gotten more attention than it has. So, and it might be just because on YouTube, people can't show most of it because of the nudity and the way YouTube's rules are right now. So this is a limited edition that I got, and I'm really happy with it. And I finally decided to keep it. I was going to rehome it. So that's it for my underrated decks of the year, and my winner is the Videns Illuminata. This is the deck that I turn to over and over and over again throughout the year. and it's been a very important deck to me. So I have enjoyed that a lot. I have enjoyed all of them, but that one wins. Okay, our next category is the best collector's deck. Now, some of these are older. The Marguerite Peterson Tarot, this one was released in 2001. So this is old. This is an old tarot deck. This is what the backs look like. This is also abstract. So it's not definitely not a the kind of deck that I go to when I need a quick and easy read. But I just love it. And I feel like it is like a collector's item for me. So I love this deck. I think I was able to purchase it on Amazon, if I'm not mistaken. So this particular one would not be considered like a collector's item because this is, you know, it's not like one of the originals. But to me, it fits into that. I have it because it is a collector deck for me. It's just something that I just had to have, even if I don't read with it very often. I do read with it more often than I expected to. And so that is one of my nominees for the best collector deck of the year for me. And I put it in here again because I purchased it in 2025. Then we have also not created this year the Dream Dust Shamanic Tarot, also another surreal deck. I absolutely had to have this as soon as I saw it, just because of the purple's my favorite color, for one, that box, and these card backs, stunning. And then I have really loved reading with this. The cards, I think this was released in 2021 or 2022. The cards have keywords and phrases on the bottom of them and the title at the top. And yeah, they are very abstract, but I get stuff out of them. I really enjoy reading with these. So that is the Dream Dust Shamanic Tarot. Then next up we have, I just showcased this in a card of the day reading. This is my Alleyman's Tarot deck. And this is just the most excessive deck, period. You can see I've already added a Somnia Oracle card to it because he says, you know, add things to this deck when you get them. Take things away. Just the deck backs alone are a journey into art appreciation. But then you get into the decks, the cards themselves. There's the Somnia Oracle card that I put in there, and then I think I added a tarot card in there too. So anyway, this one, it now has like 205 cards in it. It's just too much. But it is, I own it because it is a collector's kind of item, and I'm happy to have it as part of my collection, but I will occasionally read with it too, just because why not? So that is the Alleyman's Tarot. especially when you're doing a huge reading. I don't know if you've ever done one of those huge readings where you put out all 78 cards in a, I don't remember what it's called. There's a name for this reading. I've done it once before. I did it at the very beginning of 2025, and I might repeat that again after January, and maybe I'll do it with that deck. Then our next collector's item is the Brady Tarot. I just showcased in a card of the day, so I will just show you a couple of cards right now. But I showcased that, and I also have a walkthrough on this deck too. So this deck is just near and dear to my heart. I love the animal kingdom. This lends itself to shadow work. It is a beautiful artistic experience, and it is, a collector's item. So that is one of the decks in my best collector's deck category. And then we have the next one that we have is my newest acquisition that I just received from the Netherlands today. And it is the long-awaited and just released Visionaries Tarot. This is made by 78 different artists, and the art styles are completely different. And each of the artists were commissioned and assigned a card, and they depicted it however they wanted to depict it. And so there are very different art styles captured within this deck. And, this is so it was artist choice, and some very unique art when you set them all side by side. This Eight of Swords is brilliant, I think. Let's see if I can get it to, yeah, there we go. This person is blindfolded and in this big blanket with swords all over it. That's their little prison. So I love that. This is the Visionaries Tarot, and it is our winner for the best collector's deck, partly because it came out this year in 2025, and partly because it is just a stunning experiment. And I look at those card backs, man, amazing. Next category is Kickstarter of the Year, and I've only got a couple of nominees on this one. Okay, so the first nominee will be the Metanoia Marseille by Boucher Design. And it also came with the enchanted playing cards. And these were from early this year, from 2025. These are the card backs on the enchanted playing cards. And the cards themselves are just beautiful. So, I mean, you can use these as an oracle. You can use them as playing cards. You can use them as the minors in a tarot reading. Just sweet artwork. Love these little animals. The gal who creates these, her name is Carrie Snook, I think it's Carrie, at Boucher Design, and she just makes beautiful things. That is that, and it came with the Metanoia Marseille deck, and this deck is gorgeous. It is a Marseille, and this is the card backs. I believe it has some oracles in it too, but it is all mixed together apparently and upside down and so forth. Yeah, just so pretty. Petal finish. Beautiful tower. Anyway, that is the Metanoia Marseille. And I backed this on Kickstarter, and that was early in the year. And then later on in the year, I backed right at the tail end. I was able to get in on the Forager's Daughter Tarot. And so glad I got this. So I've got a limited edition on this. It's numbered and signed. And the art, the colors, the tones, and I just love an animal deck. I just do. That Hermit card, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Linen finish, nice chunky book. Look at that Justice card. Yeah, so this one well, they're both stunning works that I received, but this is my winner for the year, is the Forager's Daughter Tarot for the Kickstarter. We're going to Best Mass Market Decks now, and our first nominee is located where on my desk? Where would it be? Here it is. First nominee is the Curious Travels Tarot deck. And this deck, it was released this year. It's got, I just love this Fool card. Just so cute. And so many of these cards have this gold gilding detail. This coin is in gold. And the Magician, these things are in gold. The Empress, her stars. It's hard to see it on camera, but and that Hermit with that star right over his face, stunning. This is an extra card, like it comes after the world, the Travelers. And I love the tones on it. Some of them are quite fiery and some of them are quite pale, but they still go together. They very much are tied together in a cohesive package of art. I love this 10 of Wands with the stag with all of this stuff tangled up in his rack. I love that. Just love it, that 10 of Cups. So this is the Curious Travels Tarot deck. It's been a very clear reader, very enjoyable. I like the card backs too. Then our next one is Lubanco Tarot. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it. I've heard it pronounced both ways. And this is a new deck this year. These are the card backs. And it's a beautiful mass market deck that was just recently released. I think this would be a great deck for shadow work as well. Some of these cards are quite confrontational, and I think this is kind of a truth-telling deck for sure. Definitely going to tell it like it sees it. Love this Empress card. So beautiful. That is the Lubanco Tarot. And our final nominee in this category is the Magical Hours Tarot. Magical Hours. I love this. This is a Nine of Pentacles card that's on the cover. I don't like the box in a box situation, but it is a high quality tuck box that's in here, at least. Otherwise, I would have just pitched it. I like the card backs. It does have a gloss to it, which is unfortunate. It'd be nice if it was matte, but still very high quality card. The artwork is it is magical. I understand why they call it the Magical Hours. In the guidebook, each of the majors is assigned a time of the day, and there's an explanation of why. Like 10 a.m., be kind, you don't know what someone else is going through. 11 a.m., change the usual route, explore a new road or path, observe, what do you find that is new? So there's a different time assigned to each of the cards, so that and a way for you to find the magic in that hour of the day. So these are definitely surreal cards, and magical and mystical and beautiful. Really love this deck. And that is why it is my winner for the mass market card tarot deck of the year. Then we have the best indie deck nominations coming up next, after I put these away. So our best indie decks, the first nominee was not created in 2025, but it came to my practice in 2025, and that is the Reclaim Oracle, which I would say most of us have. I love the black and the baby pink decks backs. I love the keywords. There's a lot of opportunity for some good shadow work to come out of this deck. I just recently received it, so I have not done a lot of work with it yet, but I have been so excited to get it. Anyway, this is definitely an important deck, and I think it will hold the test of time for many of us. And this is an expanded release that I got, so I'm really happy about it. That is the Reclaim Oracle. And then the next up in this category is Roots and Wings. This I do not know when it was released. I feel like it was relatively recent, but I'm not sure when. It comes with a little card with a tarot spread written right on it, which I thought was cute. The guidebook is not much of a guidebook. It just has like a key phrase for each of these. But these, I love a nature deck, a nature inspired deck. And so, but this one does have people in it, as you can see here. And so I like that combination. And this has a rose petal finish. It's just a great oracle to, kind of get a reading started, to inspire some journaling. So that is Roots and Wings. This is by Catherine Riles, and I just love her work. Then our next deck is a repeat from earlier, And our winner, and it is The Long Way Home. This is my indie deck of the year. I think this is an important work and definitely one that will be part of my practice for years to come. So congratulations to The Long Way Home for winning Indie Deck of the Year. I have added a category to S's original tag. She originally had all of these categories that I've used, but she did not have this next one, so I added it in, and it is the best use of comedy in a tarot or oracle deck. And I have 3 nominees on this one, if I can find where I put them. The first one is the Cosmic C-Word deck. Hilarious, also not from 2025, but it entered my practice in 2025. And S from Tarot for Tired People is the one who introduced me to this deck. It is so funny and cute. I have some of the funnier ones shown here. Hilarious. The Probes is one of the suits. The Chariot, that is hilarious. This alien sucking up that guy. So funny. The King of Probes. The Seven of Probes. The Probe suit, I think, is the funniest, of course. That Page of Discs, though, he looks so delighted with his little spaceship. The Star card, she's just soaking up the primordial ooze or whatever she's sitting in. The Five of Probes is so sick and wrong. Hilarious. So that is that deck. I think this was released in 2020. So this is an older deck that many of you may have already seen, but I had never heard of it until this year, and I had to have it as soon as I saw it. And also had to buy my daughter a copy of it too, because she's hilarious. And next up in this category is the Desert Illuminations Tarot. I selected this one because I felt like there was some humor that was captured in the depiction of these tarot cards, especially in the Judgment card. Come on. They're sucking up a cow. That is hilarious. The cactus suit with being depicted by these aliens out there in the middle of the Southwest U.S. desert, and the magician is an alien. I just thought it was humorous, and I decided to add it into this category as well. I thought there were a couple other funny ones. The aces are all pretty funny. And here's some more of our aliens. So that was my next nominee for best use of comedy in a tarot or oracle. And our final nominee is Trionfi della Luna Tarot by Patrick Valenza. And this is the fully illustrated Pips edition, which I definitely prefer. And some of the funnier deck cards are right here. I just thought it was, I've used the word cheeky to describe it. These little demons trying to get at that chicken from the Queen of Coins. The Knight of Coins sitting on his sleeping dragon. Come on, that is hilarious. That's so witty. And this guy, he looks like Mr. Burns. Just like, excellent. The Two of Coins with his bare butt there, so funny. Nine of Cups looks like he or she is sick to their tummy from ingesting too much from their Nine of Cups. The Three of Cups. Farting fire. Oh my God, so hilarious. The Ace of Cups barfing. The King of Swords. I don't remember why I thought he was funny. Oh, because his back. He's got this guy talking out of his back. Let's see if I can get it to focus here. There we go. And then the Two of Wands. His belly. The Moon card. That moon is so funny. The Chariot. The Magician is definitely a trickster. That table with all the legs made out of legs. And the Magician is, trying to see if you can follow the cup. And then the Fool talking out of his ass. That, come on, that is just hilarious. So that is why Trionfi della Luna is the best comedy deck of the year. This was also released this year. And then our next and final category is the best deck of the year, which was not released this year. It was not one that I have shown, but it is one that I have used an awful lot since I've received it. And I just find myself going to it time and time and time again. And that is the Phases and Forests Oracle deck by Catherine Riles. The deck backs are gorgeous. They speak to me. I love them. I want to use this deck all the time. It has kind of a minimal little book that doesn't really have a whole lot on each of the cards, but it's got some. And but the cards themselves are just beautiful. They're botanical. They have a keyword and a question. I love a question deck. These have been such a good jumping off point for my readings. And I have used this deck an awful lot over the course of this year since I've received it to help me get started, to help me focus my energy, and I am absolutely grateful for it in my practice. It did not enter my practice until this year, and that's why I am still, despite it not having been created this year, I'm still giving it the deck of the year for me. And that, my friends, is my collection of the 2025 deck awards. And I would love it if you would tag me in your responses. If you decide to do this, I would love to see your responses as well. So be sure and tag me. And I will also include Tarot for Tired People so that she knows that I did this VR to her video. And I would like it if you would check her out as well. If you haven't subscribed to her, be sure and subscribe. She has wonderful, insightful deck reviews and discusses readings, different types of readings, and has just been really an enjoyable person to follow here on TarotTube. So check her out. And if you like this video, don't forget that thumbs up. And if you like this kind of content, feel free to subscribe to my channel because I will probably be doing some more of these end of the year deck roundups. So with that, I will wish you a wonderful evening and I will see you in my next video. Take care. Bye now.